Hi everybody, my name is Nick Martin. I'm the social engagement specialist here at Hootsuite. So pretty much what that means is if you ever engage with Hootsuite on any of our social channels, there's a good chance you're talking to me. I set the strategy in North America here as well as for our regional teams around the world. And today I'm going to be walking you through two of the social listening tools that I use. This is Brandwatch here, and I'm also going to be running you through Hootsuite Insights. So I think we'll start with Hootsuite Insights. You can see there's a lot going on here. These are all the different boards that I have set up. Hootsuite Insights, I like using Hootsuite Insights when it comes to kind of trending now listening projects. I like listening for specific hashtags, like simple hashtags, like one keyword searches. I'm also looking at events. So Hoot Up YVR was an event we ran, so I'm looking at keywords around that. And typically with Hootsuite Insights, I'm going to be using it for like short-term listening projects, except for things like HootChat. So HootChat is our Twitter chat that we host once a month. And I'll show you our board that we have set up here. So you can see hashtag HootChat, that's the title of it there. It was created a couple years ago now. Let's click in here. You can see a number of things that we're tracking. So click up here, you can see the date that we're set for. So this is August 13th to August 19th. You can see that in that week, we had 638 mentions of hashtag HootChat. Actually, why don't I start by going back here. So along this left side here, you can see all of the different queries that I've set up over a while. I could probably go through and clean some of these out. But we'll click into HootChat. And you can see what it looks like. This is the base query. And if you look, all we're looking for is hashtag HootChat. So just one word, nice and easy. And you can set the data and you can filter it. You can look at different metrics. Nice and visualized. It's easy to take these and show it to someone I'm reporting to, for example. You can see lots of interesting facts. You can even see where people are tweeting from around the world using that hashtag. But this is where it's all of the data is pulled from. And then when you create a board, it's entirely customizable. So you can see here, HootChat, 638 mentions. We had 353 million impressions over that week, which was pretty cool too. You can, if you hover over, you can see that there's an exact number. And then when we come over here, I can create, let's zoom out a little bit here. You can see all of these different numbers. So here is a visualization that I used where I'm tracking HootChat, but I'm also tracking our competitive chats that we kind of go up against each week. So these two chats will be talking about similar social media marketing tips and tricks and things like that. So I kind of keep an eye on them just to see how we're doing in comparison. You can see that this week, for a number of mentions, we did pretty well in the industry. Up here is SOV, is share of voice. So how we do compared to the other chats. You can see that our impressions, where we had 353 million, we blew them out of the water. We had 99%. So that's a good stat visualization that I can show to my boss, for example, and prove that HootChat is doing very well. It's a successful chat. You can come down here. You see that geomaps. So where are all the tweets coming from? 10% of the tweets for HootChat came from Sudan this week. That's actually pretty interesting. The majority, it's always from North America. We'll have some. We got the United Kingdom, Ireland. It's pretty interesting. Sometimes the chat will be extra interesting, and people from around the world will join in. You'll see Australia, we'll see Brazil, things like that joining in, and you can use this map to visualize that, which I think is pretty cool. To add these in, I'll show you the geo distribution. You come down here on the bottom right, see this plus sign, add widget. So in this case, you just hit geo distribution, and that'll come up. You can also do little different things like sentiment meter, see whether people are generally positive or negative or just neutral overall. When it comes to the tweets using your hashtag or your keyword that you're searching for, you can see a conversation map. What are the keywords that are being used on, like, in addition to your hashtag or your keyword that you're searching for? So maybe it's HootChat and happy or something like that, for example. Donut charts, that's this one over here. That's what we got set up here. Different bar charts, stacked area chart. I have a line chart. So here you can see the number of mentions. This is number of mentions for HootChat and the other chats that we're tracking. And you can see that during the week, August 15th, there was a spike here. That's when they hosted their chat. And here's our spike. And you can see that it actually extends later on. And one of the reasons I can tell you that is we have a global audience. So it's not just North America based. Like our hours for this is we hosted at 12 p.m. Pacific time, but people will be waking up around the world and they'll go back and join in once they wake up. So that's why we have additional tweets coming in around the world at the next day, which I find kind of interesting. You can see that we have a lot of different tiles set up here, tracking a little bit of everything. So I'm tracking kind of mentions for our competition, mentions for the other competition, how we do with Twitter Smarter, which is a Twitter chat that we take part in every Thursday as well. So I'm seeing how successful those chats are in association with how we're doing. This is a number of mentions. You can't see it here, but it's a number of mentions of Twitter Smarter and Hootsuite. So this week we had 103 mentions of people using the hashtag Twitter Smarter and then also mentioning Hootsuite. So that's a good sign. And insights, for the most part, that's kind of how I use my insights. I use insights as just a high-level data visualization, quick capture. You know, I just need the base numbers: 353 million impressions. You know, and 638 mentions. I will then take that back and report that to the higher ups, my manager, their manager, etc. Whoever our featured guest is that week, I'll let them know about that. But when it comes to wanting to dive a little bit deeper and taking a closer look at our data that we're looking at and just understanding it a little bit better, that's when I start to use Brandwatch. So I'll jump into Brandwatch here. Here's a whole number of dashboards that I have set up. The key dashboard that I use is this Hootsuite social marketing dashboard. Click in here. And you can see that I have, this is my main data point. This is my main kind of visualization that I use and track weekly and monthly and yearly as well. And what this is, you can see I named it right here, SSOV, that's Social Share of Voice. And it's all of the online brand mentions of Hootsuite compared to our kind of core competition. We're here, so you can see that from January 1st, 2018 to August, so pretty much the entire year up until right now, you can see that Hootsuite has 55% of the total online mentions of our entire kind of industry. So that's really, really good. That means that people are talking to us. That means people are talking about us. They're using our owned hashtags. They're using all of our products and making sure to mention Hootsuite because of that. So that's a really, really great sign. And I track this, as I was saying, weekly and monthly to see if there's any major changes. And if something does change, let's see, for example, I can click right into it. I click right on the thing, and it shows me the most recent tweets, or most recent Instagram posts, or most recent Facebook blog posts, all sorts of this. This scrolls the entire internet and all of these social media networks, and it finds mentions of Hootsuite. Even if it's not a direct tag of Hootsuite, it'll find it, and it's super helpful. It's really great. So you can even sort it by different things. So let's say sort by most retweets. What's that one going to be? This one has 2,677 retweets. Wow. There you go. So it's a voting squad. So someone's trying to get votes, and you can use Hootsuite while you're sleeping. But you can do a ton of different things. You can sort it however you'd like. Blog comments, for example. Let's see what comes up here. How to 24x your LinkedIn post views in a single day. We have, to show how many comments, 80 comments there in a part that, in a blog post I mentioned Hootsuite. Coming back out, you can see here, here's another, similar to Insights, but a little bit more in depth. You can see all of the mentions throughout the year of Hootsuite around the world. You can see somewhere, where was Sudan? They were just mentioning Hootsuite. Sudan, 11 mentions. They're mentioning HootChat, sorry. You can see Brazil has 1,400 mentions. United States has almost 200,000, 31,000. And it's just interesting. I can click in as well. So if I wanted to see the 11 mentions in Sudan, for example, I can come in and have a quick look. There's one of the mentions of HootChat. Looks like we have a fan out there. Now, some other things I use, you can see, you can scroll down and There's just so much information on Brandwatch. Once you get set up, it's amazing. I love it so much. So you can see all the different mentions based on gender. You can see how many unique authors there are. So 105,000 people are using the keywords that we're searching for. 334,000. So it's about 3.3 mentions per unique author in this case. You can see the trending topics. This is all valuable information that you can then take and help make your business decisions as you're moving forward. You can see certain spikes in mentions throughout the days. You can even see unique authors, so what their interests are, what their profession, what their job is, top countries that are using your keywords. Sorry, even top emojis, which I think is pretty funny. So people wink at us a lot, I guess, whenever they use our keywords. Now going back to the top here, I was talking about being able to make certain business decisions. One thing that I like is if you come into here, social share voice topics. So what are the top keywords? Like here's the word clouds that people are using when they use certain keywords. So certain, what we set up in the queries. So Hootsuite, like we have Hootsuite Life, hashtag HootChat. All of these are different keywords that people are using. So I can click in here and see that Hootsuite app has 13,000 mentions over the year. Another one, does anything stand out? So here's that fan army that we were talking about, those votes. That's where I can see this is all coming from. But it might be interesting to see, okay, ROI is a trending keyword for us. Okay, I can click into that and see these 4,329 mentions, and I can dive in a little bit more, calculating the ROI of brand awareness. So this is someone sharing our blog post. This person's retweeting us talking about social ROI. Social ROI was a big campaign for us this year, so I'm not surprised to see that ROI is in here. But if it's a word that pops up that I don't know why it is, I can click through and find out why. At least get a better idea as to why. Instagram hacks, for example. This is one of our most popular blog posts at the moment, so that's going to be why this is in here, but you can click in and you'll see that. Instagram hacks, Instagram hacks, Instagram. So, and you can do this for your competition as well. So if I wanted to look in and see what words are trending for our competition, you'll see that A4 is trending. Now, why is A4 trending? That's because they host a Twitter chat, and A4 will pop up. Or they're talking about the Audi A4 as well. But so you can see A4 here is in response to into Twitter chats. So you can see people are mentioning our competitor here specifically around A4, which I find kind of interesting. But you can see, so their top keywords here, so that you can give that back to your blog team even and say, okay, here's keywords that are trending for our competition. Maybe we should start building blog posts or building copy that directly competes with that so that we can start beating them out and SEO them and appear higher in the Google search. Lots of different things throughout the year. And you can change this all too. So if I wanted to change the date range, so this is just the entire year, but if I wanted to make it, say, just August, you just go like this. Oops. And this will all change. So lots of different things. You can see Pope Francis, for example, comes up for us. Yeah, there's always lots of interesting things that come up in the word clouds. I'll just show you one last thing. So this is sentiment, and I track this just at a high-level basis, just on a monthly basis. But you can see, okay, so here's Hootsuite. All the mentions of online, 9% of them mentioning Hootsuite or any of our branded hashtags are positive. For the most part, it's 89% neutral, and then 2% negative. Now, if I was a customer support team, or if I was, I'm concerned saying that negative sentiment may be too high, I can click into that and I can see why people are writing negative tweets. And I can try and address that. I can give that back to the product team, or I can give that back to our sales team. And we can start to work to solve the problems that are popping up in this negative sentiment side of things. On the other hand, on the positive side of things, you can come in here and you can find engagement opportunities. Say if you have a certain giveaway or you have extra prizes to give away, someone who's really happy about Hootsuite and advocating on our behalf, we can come in and maybe give them a present, or at least give them, like their post or engage with them a little bit. So here this person's really happy with the fabulous online support we have. So if that hadn't been engaged with before, I would go in and chat with the person, say thanks so much, things like that. That's pretty much what I have for my insights and Brandwatch kind of walkthrough. That's how I set up my dashboards. That's how I set up my streams. I hope you found it useful, and thanks so much for watching.